What if your nightmares are more real than waking life? Not metaphorically, not symbolically, but in some deeper, darker way, more true. We spend nearly a third of our lives asleep, and during that time we dream. We wander through impossible landscapes, live through events that never happened, feel emotions that are often stronger than anything we feel when awake. And yet, we dismiss it. Call it just a dream, a chemical byproduct, a glitch in the brain. But what if it's not? What if our dreams, especially our nightmares, are showing us a deeper reality, one that our waking mind is too afraid to face? Nightmares have a strange power. They bypass our intellect, go straight to the core. No matter how rational you are, how grounded you think you've become, when you're in the grip of a nightmare, all that crumbles. You wake up sweating, shaken, and for a few moments, you're not even sure if you're safe. Why? Because the subconscious doesn't lie. It doesn't sugarcoat. It doesn't care about politeness or structure. It shows you what you refuse to see. In waking life, we wear masks. We control our image. We navigate the world like actors reading a script. But in the dream world, especially in the nightmare, all of that burns away. The repressed, the avoided, the denied, it all comes screaming to the surface. And here's the disturbing part. The things that scare us most are often the things that are most true. The person chasing you in the dream, it's a part of you. The thing in the shadows is your fear given form. And the moment you think you're about to die, that's your ego breaking down. Nightmares are not meaningless. They are mirrors, twisted, yes, but honest, unforgivingly honest. We like to think of waking life as the real world, but what makes it more real than a dream? Because we agree on it, because it feels stable? That's an illusion. Time bends, memory distorts. Our perception is filtered through layers of bias and emotion. Who's to say this isn't just another layer of the dream? Philosophers have wrestled with this for centuries. Descartes asked, "How do I know I'm not dreaming right now?" Zhuangzi told the story of dreaming he was a butterfly, and upon waking, wondering if he was a man who had dreamed he was a butterfly, or a butterfly now dreaming he was a man. The boundary between dream and reality is thinner than we like to admit. Now think about this. In waking life, you lie, you hide, you compromise. In nightmares, you can't. The fear is raw, the guilt is sharp, the shame is unbearable, but all of it is yours. Nightmares reveal the self unmasked, and that might make them more real than anything you experience in your polished, curated waking life. There's something primal about fear. It cuts through illusion, and the nightmare delivers that fear, not as punishment, but as revelation. Carl Jung believed that dreams were messages from the unconscious. He saw nightmares not as enemies, but as guides, dark, chaotic messengers trying to wake us up. So when the dream shakes you, maybe it's not trying to hurt you, maybe it's trying to reach you. What have you been avoiding? What part of yourself have you buried? What truth have you refused to look at? The nightmare knows, and it shows you. Most people run from their dreams. They wake up and try to forget. They distract themselves with phones, work, noise. But what if you sat with it? What if you listened? What would the nightmare reveal? Because here's the thing. In nightmares, time breaks down. You experience death, loss, terror, aloneness. But sometimes you also encounter meaning, a strange kind of clarity. The dream strips everything away and shows you what you really are. Not your job, not your clothes, not your reputation, just the raw human beneath the surface. And maybe that's the truth we're avoiding, that The person you pretend to be is not the person you really are. You don't control your dreams. They control you. They show you what you've locked away, and they do it without mercy. But maybe that's a kind of mercy, because nothing else in life is that brutally honest. Not even you. So the next time you wake up in fear, don't run from it. Sit with it. Ask it, what are you trying to tell me? You might not like the answer, but it could be the most honest conversation you've ever had. And maybe, just maybe, the real nightmare is pretending you're awake when you're not.